Yes, welcome to Footy and Friends. This episode of Footy and Friends is brought to you by our friends at BWS. Get your drinks for game day sorted and enjoy the footy with BWS. Now, we have an interesting panel lineup today, a bit of a panel of experts, which I'm really excited to go through. Young Joshua Moffat, how are you?
Yay! I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Footy and Friends debut.
This is your first time on Footy and Friends?
Yes, very first time. So,
and he speaks negatively about this community. If you're listening,
I've just realised.
So Moff works on a show called 200 Plus, which you may not have seen because it's quite down.
It's down
low.
the charts.
It's down a bit
it's not.
lower.
It's actually at the top.
And you're much higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't really.
We sell out live shows.
So how this works, Moff, on this show as well is we just let people talk.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Not on our show.
No, it's a very good show. Charlie Common, Sam Draper, Nick Bellows. You make sure you check that one out. Actually, Moff's the producer. He's doing a great job. Sam Bonza, how are you, young man?
Good, thank you, Dyl. How are you?
How are you feeling after North's year? Just quick, don't elaborate on it too much, but how are you feeling about it?
It's a bit bittersweet.
Yeah.
5 weeks
Symphony.
ago, it looked like we were going up. I was buying stocks, and now bit depressing end. So you move on quick though. You look at the draft. We got pick 2.
Have you had a look at who you might be taking in that?
I do. I reckon we're going to take one of 3 players. I think it's going to be either the Smilly guy, who's like the Patrick Cripps guy.
Smelly.
Is it Smilly or Smiley?
Smiley.
Smilly.
People were calling him Smilly for it. We don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do that here, mate. This is a loving show.
Smiley, Langford, or another guy called who's the other guy? Finn O'Sullivan. So he played for Richmond's VFL the other week.
Yeah,
Everyone thought he
liked
had
him.
dropped off, and then he looked really good.
Do you know who I actually really like out of the draft? I've liked for a long time is Jagger.
Jagger Smith.
Yeah,
He's
Jagger
gone.
Smith.
Well, he's
So-
gone 1, I reckon.
There you go.
I reckon.
I've seen him for, I think Baseline have been posting about him for ages, and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, this guy is really good. He's going to be an absolute star.
So with Jagger, he played in the VFL,
For
played
Richmond as
like
well.
2 or 3 games the other week, and like usually guys come and play in the VFL and they get like 10 touches, and it's like, oh great, they look all right. He was getting like 35.
Nothing wrong with 10 touches in the VFL, by the way.
Yeah.
You can have impact with 10 touches in the VFL. I played 50 games and averaged about 10 touches, and I was
What about
very
the Neefel?
impactful. Oh, Neefel, I used to take the piss.
Yeah.
I had to close the comp after I left. Anyway, hey, just a quick stat for you. I know it's not a glaring stat, but refreshingly BWS stat. I've actually found this one outsourced, so I got sent this today. We've got a few other really good ones later about the All-Australian, but they've done this thing about the worst 100 games of any club in the AFL.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
And Foundation GWS first 100 games was 30 wins, 70 losses.
Oh.
Current West Coast, last 100 games, 27 wins, 73 losses.
This isn't looking good.
Oh,
Foundation Gold Coast, first 100 games, 25 wins, 75 losses.
Good on him. Good effort.
That's good.
08 onwards Melbourne, worst 100 game stint was 23 wins, 77 losses.
It's not
Dying
terrible.
Fitzroy, final 100 games, 22 wins,
R.I.P.
78 losses.
All right, people.
World War II era St Kilda. They had 4 spoons in 6 years. 17 wins, 1 draw, 82.
Can I just say, we're all in the war. It's not like their team was in the war.
No, I know that. I'm saying that is true. 82 losses. Dying University. So I don't even know what that is. Final 100 games, 16 wins, 2 draws, 82 losses.
I missed that team.
Yeah, they're a no.
Current North Melbourne last 100 games.
Oh, we don't need to hear this, BWS. Thank you,
13
though.
wins, 1 draw, 86 losses.
Appreciate your BWS, but this not really what we need to hear right now.
That's
And
ridiculous.
I sent that one to Mick this morning at 9 a.m. Said, take this to Clarko. There's been no reply on that one as yet. So I'm not sure if he's going to want to send that one over. But that actually puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Hey, before we get into our Footy and Friends All-Australian squad, our Clubby Sports All-Australian squad, because we're holistically here, we're all part of the show. Hey, Will, sorry, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just snuck in as well. So yeah,
You well?
yeah, great to be here.
Yeah.
Feel
Apologies.
good.
Apologies. Apologies for this.
Thanks.
So
Thanks,
good to see
Dyl.
you. So good to see you. Before we get into our All-Australian, we're going to be workshopping today. I'll get through the rules in a minute. But a big announcement. Our Clubby Sports Grand Final Breakfast is back on sale, presented by our friends at Lululemon. The first round of tickets sold out.
Oh, wow.
Sold out.
Done.
So we're all there last year.
Yep.
A lot of people.
Sold out.
Sold
Nice.
out.
Heaps.
Sold out. We have increased the capacity and we're releasing more tickets. Well, they're out now.
No,
so
haven't.
by the time you listen to this, they are already out. Brian Taylor, Footy and Friends, Kick It Forward, 200 plus, tradies, Mike Brady, And an AFL coach will be there. We can't announce who that is yet because they're still actually in finals contention. Just waiting to see what happens there.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, good on them if they go, but what there. Footy and Friends will be up there. It's supported by Lululemon, Carlton Draft, Cobram Estate, Coin Spot, and Dove Man Plus Care. There's so many good shows. I can't stress this enough. I want you guys there this year. Please come. Get a table of 10, of 5, of 6, of 7. You can bring your mum, your dad. You can come by yourself. It's for boys. It's for girls. It's for everyone in between.
How many people are meant to come? Like 50?
50 people?
Yeah. What's the
600.
Holy.
Yeah.
What? 600?
Yeah, 600. So
Oh
it's
my
going to
God.
be sick, but the tickets...
That's so.
That's a
That's
lot.
so many people.
That is a lot of people. It's
That's
going to
gonna
be
be big.
It's going to be big. It's going to be unbelievable. It's at the Sofitel this year as well. So if you're going to the game, you can literally walk across the bridge straight to the MCG.
Oh, that's
in the
huge.
heart of the
Straight
city,
there.
isn't it?
It's like 200 metres.
Yeah.
Literally. Make sure you come down and have a beer with all of us, have a Carlton Draft and have fun. We want to wrap up the year and have an absolute ripping time with you guys. So please make sure you get down, get your friends down. The link is in the show notes or head to clubbysports.com for more info. Alrighty, let's get into it. Team.
Let's bloody do
There's
it.
been a bit of conjecture around this in the office today. So I've set some precedented rules around our All-Australian pick. We're going to be working together. I will be on the AFL website selecting them, finally. 4 of us will debate where we want them to go.
Yep.
Now, we all have one trump card up our sleeve, which means if there's a head-to-head and you want to die on the hill going, I want this pick in, it has to be there, we all get one of them.
I like that.
If 2 people that are butting heads on it get a trump card together and they can't agree on it, then it will go to Sam and I on the deciding vote.
You know what it is? It's like our Andrew Dillon card.
Yeah, it's the Andrew Dillon card.
Final say.
Yeah, but if that happens, say you both go head to head on one, then it doesn't get used. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Does that make sense, Darcy? Love it. Love you.
So this will represent Clubby Sports.
Clubby
this team.
Sports.
This is the Clubby
Yep.
Sports All-Australian team.
Yes.
Yep.
We'll get it framed, put it on the wall.
Framed, and I'm going to put it on the wall.
Lovely. That's good.
Okay. Let's start. Why are you looking at him?
He's sending some propaganda to 200 plus chat.
Oh, no.
We're getting replies.
no.
Shit.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, they're
Oh,
lining
no.
up in the group. Charlie Comben, he said, such a mole.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it,
let's go
boys.
back.
All-Australian 2024 AFL side. You'd say this would be one of the years where, look, this team's always great, but there's been some players this year that are going to be first-time All-Australian squatters and in-teamers. Like, it's going to be really a bit full on. Just go through. So let's start with the back pocket. Who's jumping out for you guys in the back pocket this year?
I think straight away Whitfield.
Yeah.
I've got him on a half back, to be honest.
So did I.
Only thing is, I reckon they're going to pick that many half backs that they're going to have to put them in.
Mate,
back
Whitfield
pocket.
this year's averaged... Yeah.
What are you talking about, they?
Oh,
We're
so
doing
we're
ours.
doing
ours.
ours.
It's ours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's us.
Come on, man.
This is ours. We're not
Yeah.
worried about they.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wanted Whitfield and Sheasel as my... I know we're jumping around here, but Whitfield and Sheasel were my 2 halfbacks.
Okay, well, let's get
Let's
to
go
that.
to back pocket.
Okay,
though.
back pocket.
Let's just
Straight
stay
up-
on
Let's get
task.
into the back pockets.
So what are you looking for in a back pocket? I'm looking for someone who takes intercept marks, can play on a mid or small,
Yep.
right? Or maybe the other one's a key, like the other side. So first up, I've got Luke Ryan for mine. What do we think about Luke
I actually
Ryan?
really like that.
I had
full
Luke
body.
Ryan at full back.
How
to
is
be
he?
honest.
How is he in the intercept marks? Because
No,
straight away, that's what I'm looking at.
I
He
agree.
had the
He's
most
back
marks
pocket.
of the whole... Not contested marks, but he had the most marks this year.
Okay,
Like, out of any player.
love that. That's a good start. So what do we think about Luke Ryan? Do we slot him
I
in?
like Luke Ryan, but can I just say this? I think that I do want a defender in here that actually plays on someone
Okay.
as well. So, as in, let's pick Luke Ryan,
Yeah, I like that.
but
okay.
I do want to look at someone that actually is a defender. Like, he is a defender, but he's more of an attacking...
So you're saying you want on one back pocket, you want an intercept, like...
Yeah, and then the other one, I want actually someone who somewhat plays on someone.
Okay, I agree with that. Do you agree with that, Josh?
But yeah, Luke Ryan will be in that team.
Okay, so Luke Ryan,
He's
it's
locked.
locked. Okay, lock him
Lock
in.
him in.
Okay, fullback.
Full back.
This is tough.
It is tough. For
I
me, it's out of Wiedering and Harris Andrews.
Okay.
I reckon Andrews clears Wiedering.
Andrews
Yeah.
for me as
Yeah,
well.
I didn't even have Wiedering in the 22.
Why is
Can we
that?
look up the
I
comparison?
don't think
there?
he's had a good year.
You don't
Keeps
think he's
getting-
had a good year?
Keeps getting
he's
bags
I like
kicked on
that.
him.
That's interesting. I think
Yeah.
he's been pretty good.
No, I think McGovern and Andrews are in front of, and even Sam Collins. I think he's a smoky. Like maybe 6 weeks ago, I think he was probably in the team. Maybe not now, but
Okay, why don't I run through a couple of stats? So intercept marks for the league. Harris Andrews number 1. He's on 86. Sam Collins 2, 73.
yeah,
3, Ben Mackay, 69. Ben Mackay's got a lot of other weaknesses, so I don't think we bring him in.
That's crazy that he's had that many intercept marks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have thought that.
And we'd say that's a key stat right now, right?
Yeah. So we're going head-to-head here, Wiedering versus Andrews. Will's got the...
Harris Andrews is shitting on Jacob Wiedering
Okay.
for intercept marks, so...
Fullback.
Okay, so last one, Harris Andrews as well, second in the league for spoils. He's spoiling his intercept mark.
He's in.
TBH, 3 years ago, when Harris Andrews was like 25 and he was like coming on as like a player, I was like dying on the hill. My trump card was like, if I was starting a team tomorrow, you'd pick him.
Really?
Like he's as big as a ruckman, but he's like so agile, can kick the ball and takes intercept marks.
Yeah.
Like he could be a ruckman.
Him and Darcy Moore are very similar in their mobility, but he's much better than Darcy Moore.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. All right, other back pocket, who are we looking at there?
So back pocket, this is like, are we looking for someone who can still run and carry and play off their man, or like a lockdown?
I think we're looking for a lockdown there. Every team's got an amazing small forward. You don't want someone running off them, do we?
We love locking down, don't we?
Yeah, but I feel like there's too many
There isn't
good
many lockdowns in
halfbacks
here.
that are going to miss out that probably deserve to be in this team if we don't pick someone who can... Like, I think Zorko will get in. Like, I think he's had a great year.
In my mock team, I had Andrew McGrath, so I reckon he would...
Really?
Yeah.
Can we
Just going to add my 2
Can we just make
cents.
one thing clear? If we're talking about full back line, the last 3 defenders on the field that are playing zone, why would Dane Zorko be there? He's not like...
He has
he's
played as a
taking-
half-back this year.
He's a half-back.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
that's,
but, like,
he's standing behind the stoppage. He's not
I'm more
deep.
saying that, like, there's been that many good half-backs this year that they probably deserve to...
Why don't we put some in the ruck then, Moff? What are we talking about? Half-backs.
Okay.
That's mental.
I love that from Sam. I love
really
that.
good.
But these are balls coming in.
Yeah.
Aerial contests.
So we're
Dane
picking
Zorko's
a
not there.
traditional team. Is
Yes.
that what we're
Well,
doing?
yes.
That's what we're picking. We're picking a team that's like an actual team that would play.
Yeah.
Like positionally, they would play there.
Yeah.
For
So-
me, how have we seen Tom Stewart had a bit of an up and down year? Middle of the season wasn't going extremely well. He was getting tagged out of games a lot. Do we see him getting another jacket? No.
I think he's missed too many games, like, and played, like, been tagged.
What
out
about
of
Nick
games.
Newman? Gee,
Yeah.
he was good on the weekend.
He's good, and he doesn't lose aerial contests either for a small.
He does play on some players a lot of the time as well.
He's a lockdown, I reckon.
What about Blakey?
I love Blakey.
He's
You know
plays
what?
as a lockdown
I'm
and
actually
then
happy to
runs
put
off.
that. I'm happy
Yeah.
to put that
Yeah,
in there.
I think he's...
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You happy to go Blakey?
Yeah, happy to go Blakey.
I'm happy. Yeah, McGrath wasn't getting in. Sorry, mate. Just
That's
to
all right.
confirm.
Just wanted to make sure that people knew that I'm on the podcast because I've said fuck all at the minute.
all right.
Okay.
I'm just looking at my team and I'm thinking, shit.
Let's
We really want to lock down in the back line.
No, there's no lockdowns really there. Like, can we go Whitfield halfback? We're happy with
Yes,
that?
Whitfield.
Yeah.
Let's-
Whitfield
why don't we
halfback.
sum up the fullback? So we've got Luke Ryan.
Luke Ryan, Harris Andrews, and Nick Blakey.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's pretty good.
It's a good
yeah.
fullback.
Oh, yeah.
I'm comfortable with Nick Blakey in that back three.
I
Yeah.
think that's the hardest line as well in this
Yeah.
team. Like,
Definitely.
from here on, it'll be pretty easy, I think.
Nick Blakey takes intercepts as well. He does.
Yeah,
I love Nick Blakey.
He kicked 2 goals running off, like, playing on someone on the weekend. Had 32, kicked 2. Like,
Yeah.
done.
Jeez, you know what? This halfback position is actually
There's so many.
rough.
This is what, like, this was more my argument, is that, like,
Wanganeen Malira, Sheasel,
Whitfield,
Whitfield. We've got him in. He's our lock.
Flanders, even, like,
and Zorko are probably the ones that I'm looking at there going these are, and like to be honest, you could even make Jack Sinclair has been pretty good this season as well.
He's been good for years.
Sam Flanders has
remember
been
there's a
alright.
bench.
Yeah, I think,
remember
like,
there's a bench.
Sam Flanders as well. He started off halfback. And I think he's playing more midfield now, but he's, like, I think he's had the most disposals this year.
Yeah.
So,
I think if you're talking about Sheasel as a chance, I think we can cancel him out because if you want him in the team, you can easily put him on the bench.
Okay.
yeah. I
He's
do
the
think
one
a
that
lot.
plays forward, mid, back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sam
don't
Flanders is
waste
also
him.
15.9 pressure acts. So
Yeah.
That's a lot.
that's elite.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
AFL.
let's just think then who the hell is our centre half back? Because besides Wiedering, I can't really see any other bigs that have done
McGovern?
extremely well.
I think McGovern.
I think
Really?
McGovern, yeah.
He's been good in like
Yeah.
all the games.
Got to get
And he's
Jacob
been-
in.
And he's been taken a lot of
There's been a lot of ball.
a lot of ball
He's
coming.
taken a
Yeah.
lot of balls this year.
Yeah,
No, I definitely agree with that. McGovern.
he's had a lot of balls in his hand.
Lots
Overwatering.
of flying balls.
Gee
in
whiz,
the
I've just
hands.
missed someone here too. Do you remember a guy named Ed Richards from the Bulldogs?
Yeah,
He's had a pretty good
Yeah.
year.
He's had a pretty good year, but he's been playing more like midfield wing, hasn't
yeah,
he?
he got thrown in the guards.
It's been more
Yeah.
Bailey Dale down back, and Ed Richards on the wing.
Okay.
Houston as well. He's had a pretty good year.
Yeah, he killed a guy.
He's had a very good year.
I think, yeah. Okay, so we've locked in Whitfield.
Whitfield and McGovern, so we want one more half back that's on the ground.
I'm comfortable with Houston. If you,
I
guys
think
are.
Flanders.
I think Flanders.
But Flanders has been starting in the mid, like inside mid.
Yeah.
I like Wanganeen Malira.
Oh no.
I reckon Wanganeen Malira is next year.
I honestly haven't seen, like, to be complete, I haven't seen a lot of Gold Coast play. Like, I know Flanders had a good year, but I'm happy to. It's not my trump one that I'm extremely passionate about. I'm going to back you guys in. If you want to take him there, I'm happy to. But
Well, I mean, we could take Houston if we're going for that pure half back, because I think Flanders gets in no matter what. Like,
I think Flanders can go on the bench as well, potentially. Or
do you reckon
'cause he's not
Houston
gonna
to be all
start.
Australian?
he's had a pretty good year.
he's been really good again. He goes under the radar.
But
What
do
about,
I think he will? Like, do I think the selectors are going to pick him? I don't know. But
well, this is our team.
This
We're
is our
selecting,
team.
This is
Yeah.
our team. Okay.
What about Bailey Dale?
Yeah, I really like Bailey Dale off the halfback. He's been very good.
even like Nick Martin or Jordan Clark,
It's fucking tough.
they've
This
all
is
been
actually
like
tough.
really good.
Who's really strong on someone?
Zorko.
Someone use their card.
Even Zor, like I
I
think he's had a
might
great
go
year.
Zorko.
I think yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with Zorko too.
I think I definitely.
I love Zorko.
And
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's 35. Bit of experience back there.
He's had a
Okay, let's
great
go
year.
Zorko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Halfback's done.
So who missed out there? Sinclair missed out.
Flanders,
missed out.
Houston, Sheasel.
D'Ambrosio, but I think we might look at him for the wing or bench.
Yeah.
I reckon-
Are we picking
Yeah.
wingman?
Oh yes.
I reckon
Yeah.
we need to pick genuine.
No, we're
wings.
picking
Yeah, I'm
genuine.
happy with
We're
that.
picking genuine positions.
I'm happy
Next
with
year,
that.
I reckon Scrimshaw's in the team as well.
Yeah, that's
I
not a
reckon
bad
next
call.
year he'll be in.
Not a bad call.
Like the actual team. I
All
mean,
right, this is
the
fucking
actual
hard.
team.
So we're doing the centre line. So wing, centre, and wing.
Yeah.
So do we go D'Ambrosio?
100%.
He's
Yeah.
been like the best
Right.
pure wingman.
I'll use my card on that.
Oh,
Even though we're
You
going
don't
We just
have-
agreed on it. Though.
we're running out of chances to use the card.
Okay, true. I think we're agreeing on a lot of these things. Oh my god. Looking at this is actually fucked how you can pick this. Like you got guys like Hayden Young
Yep.
in here.
He's very good.
You know, Noah Anderson's had an awesome year. Nick Dacos, Josh Dacos, Sam Walsh,
Merritt,
Luke
Butters.
Davies Uniacke, Sheasel, Heaney, Goulden, Zach
Trelaw.
Butters, Bontempelli, Trelaw, and Ed Richards.
Holy
How the fuck are we going to pick this?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
Oh,
let's,
wow.
let's look at let's cancel some
It's what
players
we
out.
like. It's what the players that we like at this place. So just don't worry too much about stats as much.
Okay.
In the centre, I almost want to just go the cleanest player in the competition is Lachie Neale.
yeah, you hate Marcus Bontempelli, don't you?
I do not hate Marcus Bontempelli. I love Marcus Bontempelli. I was going to put him as more your Ruck Rover type.
Ruck
He's a
Rover.
The
taller.
mids are going to be hard though. Like
I think the
what?
Bont goes to the centre though.
Yeah.
Do you want Bont? I'm happy to go
I think
centre
the
with
Bont-
Bont. Let's go
I'm
centre.
using the Bont as my card.
Yes, I love
agree.
that.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. I like that.
Okay.
The
Other
other
wing.
Golden
I was thinking Goulden.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Golden.
has to be Golden.
Has to be Gordon.
He's a winger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's
Genuine.
an actual winger.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
He starts on the wing, like majority of the time.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that from us.
I love that.
And I hope the audience like that.
All right. Do you want to sum up the last two lines, just because audio?
Sure. So from fullback, we have
Have you not been?
Luke Ryan. No, I can't
No,
go
you
back.
can't go back.
It moves on.
Oh, gotcha.
Luke Ryan,
Harris Andrews.
Harris Andrews, and
Nick Blakey.
Nick Blakey.
Yep.
Whitfield,
McGovern.
McGovern,
Zorko.
Zorko.
Yep.
Then we just had.
D'Ambrosio. Bont and Golden.
Like it.
Yeah. All right, half forward now.
Half forward, half forward.
I
Okay.
think Heaney, this is where he sits. 'Cause
What
he
else?
kicks
Put him half
goals.
forward.
Yeah.
He could also be that.
He kicks goals.
Yeah, because he's not a third tall and he's not a small forward. He
Would you
has to be the
say
half forward
would you
line.
say Heaney or Chad Warner? Because Chad Warner has kicked 30-something goals this
Put
year.
a little like. Do we go Dylan Moore firstly? Let's do the obvious.
Oh, yeah.
ones. Do we go
Dylan Moore is up there, and I did just
And
have
Brent
him.
Daniels as
I
well.
was chatting to like Mick Barlow about this yesterday. He said that like when you play Hawthorn, you have to work out how to stop him.
Wow.
I love that.
But
Yeah.
they just played him on the weekend.
Put
So
him
it's
in.
He
like,
stopped him for 3 quarters and then he kicked like 3 in the last quarter.
Yeah, 3 goals 2 or
But
something.
the team kicked like 40 goals. So
I'm We're happy to use Dylan more.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
like him too. He he bleeds clubby sports blood.
Yeah.
Okay,
feel like.
and also a quick one.
I'm really concerned that we haven't picked Nick Dacos in this team at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think he's starting on ball.
The followers
Okay.
have got to.
Yeah, they're coming.
later.
Just don't panic out there, guys. We are working through this.
He'll get there.
All right, centre half forward. Is that Hogan?
I think Hogan's full forward.
Yeah, Hogan's full forward.
Curnow.
I think Charlie Curno's got to play
Curno's-
centre half forward.
Yeah. I think that's
The
pretty-
fact that he can wheel and go from 55.
He loves a wheel and go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other half forward.
I think
You've got
Heaney,
Rankin.
Heaney.
Heaney. What about Brent Daniels?
Yeah, I reckon he's
Forward
small
pocket?
forward. Yeah. I think Heaney. I think he's had that good. We forget how good he started. Like he's probably leading the Brownlow after 9 rounds, 10
I'm more
rounds.
happy to put Heaney in. But also, I was thinking more followers for
Let's
him.
look at-
But if
let's
you
look
want to
at-
put him,
I think he has to squeeze.
Key
in there.
stats ready. Leader for goal assists, Brent Daniels in the league.
he
33 goal assists.
Yeah. Mate, I love Brent Daniels.
Half forward, you want a goal assist person, don't you?
But I
You're
think
feeding the forward line.
Yeah, it's true.
Do we? Oh god.
How do we fit all these players in?
Well, I'm happy to fuck off the big men and just have a small forward line.
Do we
Let's
need
put-
Hogan though?
Let's put 3 small forwards on the
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I think we put Brent Daniels. I think we got to go Heaney.
Half forward.
Heaney's averaging a goal, 1.3 goals a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brent Daniels has only kicked 23.
I think
I
we
think-
put Binger on the bench or something later on, but we,
Yeah.
we find a place for him in the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the half forward line is Dylan Moore, Charlie Curnow, Isaac Heaney.
It's
Like
pretty
it.
solid. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Full forward. So in this line, there's actually not many players to be
Not on the
honest.
AFL.
yeah,
thing, but we can put.
we can put whoever we want.
Yep. I think.
Jesse Hogan's obviously the full forward.
I liked Tyson Stengel, but I'd be happy to change.
Question. You pick the full forward based on the Coleman.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Do you pick the small forward based on the Coleman for small forwards as well?
Who is it?
And take it heavily into account. So it's like Stengel and it's actually Jake Stringer as well. Jake Stringer's kicked 42 goals this year.
Contract year.
Who else? Toby Green's kicked 41.
That's so funny because Toby I just don't feel like he'd be incredibly proud of his year this year. Like he's obviously played some good footy, but it's been nowhere near like what he can
The
do
levels.
I know,
consistently,
right?
and he still kicked 41.
So he's kicked 41 goals. He's one behind the next small forward for
That's what I mean.
small Coleman, and then he's 5th for goal assists with 26.
Yeah, and we're saying he hasn't. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
That's just
he
what
He
you
could almost
expect.
be
The rest
small
of his
forward.
team has been going
Better.
better.
Yeah.
So he
The
can-
reliance on him isn't as much. Like they normally had to nearly win. So he had to play well for them to win, whereas now like he can just play well, and it depends on what happens.
He's actually there's a strong case there for him to be the All-Australian small forward.
Frank's snoring in the
Frank's-
background here.
Frank.
To get her out of this podcast. Apologies for this. Just to pick this back up, Moff, we're awfully working off the AFL website here. Are we happy to move, to fuck off these categories and we can pick other players? Because if it was me, I'd probably go Stengel forward pocket. I'd go Jesse Hogan full forward.
Yeah.
But then looking at the rest of this list, there's some great players there. But could we rest someone down there, or are we going to be true? Are we going to be true?
See, this is what I like it when you. I like when you rest a goal kicking mid down forward.
If I was picking a team tomorrow and I was picking that third tall, I think Will chose him earlier. I'd probably choose Jamara Ugelhagen as the
Yeah.
third.
Or Waterman.
Waterman.
But Waterman's just another key. He's not going to do what Jamara
He's a
Ugelhagen
medium
can
though.
do.
He's a medium forward.
Jamara's the one who can leap for everything,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Waterman's just sort of like it. I mean, he goes at it, but
Who's had the better year? Waterman's kicked 50 goals in
As
the
but
second.
he's a full forward though.
I'd say he's a medium forward. I wouldn't say he's a full forward.
He's
Got
a
Os-
medium.
you got Oscar
wouldn't-
Allen
yeah,
down.
He's not your key.
They don't play him full forward one out.
I just reckon he'd get found out. And Jamara Ugelhagen would be impossible to match
But
up
who's
on.
had the better year?
Realistically, though, you want 3 talls, 3 smalls. And
Yeah.
that's if we picked Waterman, that's what it would be.
I like the third tall being quite mobile though.
I would like to think he's quite mobile.
I think he is.
He's mobile
yeah.
for a key forward. I reckon Jamara Ugelhagen's
So,
impossible to chase.
Obviously, Hogan's a contested beast. Waterman is nearly a cut. What do they say? Like a carbon copy of what a Josh Kennedy used to be in terms of just hitting up at the ball. He would just get that many hit ups, leads. His leading patterns are unbelievable in that sense. So I think that they would work well together in a team.
Okay. Does someone want to use their card on him?
Yeah.
I don't want to use a
I
card.
have my card up my sleeve.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Jeez.
Oh, I mean,
Will
if
use it.
Jamara...
Yeah, got a few wimps over
Who do
here.
you want, Jamara or Waterman?
I want Jamara. I think Jamara.
I think Jamara is a star, but has he had
I
the
don't
most
think-
consistent year
yeah.
that Waterman has?
I don't think he's had it like... I don't think he's had an All-Australian year. He's a gun. He's probably a better player than Waterman.
What do we
like,
put Brent
Sounds
Daniels?
like you want to use your card.
No, I'm going Brent Daniels. Fuck it. I'm putting my card
Yeah,
up
nice.
in the forward pocket. Jesse Hogan, Stengel. I'm going Brent Daniels.
Wow.
Oh, I like
Using
it.
my
What a
card.
That's
turn.
good.
See, I
Using
reckon
my
you should have
card.
gone Jake Waterman over Brad Daniels, but that's all right. You've used your card.
Yeah.
You've used your card.
Yeah, use it.
What do we do?
No, but you've used
No,
it.
you've
Alright,
used your
I'll
card.
do that.
We'll
Done.
back in.
Brent
Thanks.
Daniels, Hogan, and Stengel.
Followers.
Here we go.
That's where it gets difficult. Let's just put Nick Dacos there.
Yep.
Yep.
Are you going to put
Cripps.
Patrick Cripps, you have to.
and then
Lockie Neal, I would assume. But
Is he
there's
playing
a lot
ruck, is
Are
he?
you
Who's
gonna
the
put
ruck?
I don't like Ruckman.
No, we love Ruckman.
Tristan Sherry.
Yeah.
Big X.
I think
Yeah,
I think
I'm really happy with that.
X.
Like, I'm really happy with that. If you guys
Takes-
are.
Yeah.
He had
So,
13 clearances on the
starting
weekend.
starting centre bounce is Dacos.
I'd normally put the
Bond.
Ruckman on the bench.
Nah. No,
That's
we
a
got to get the big
tactic.
man in there.
That's a tactic.
So Cherry, Bond, Dacos, Cripps.
Is the only other
Yeah.
is the only other Ruckman? Obviously, there's Max Gorn.
Marshall.
Marshall.
But what about Meek?
No.
Would he
So-
be like?
Nah,
Is he?
I think
Hasn't played enough.
Yeah,
Cherry
okay.
and Marshall.
Cherry's
Right.
got too many weapons.
They're-
I'm not just
what-
saying that.
So followers is Dacos, Cripps, and Cherry, which would mean our midfield is Cherry rucking with Cripper, Dacos, and Bond.
Yeah.
If I was
I think
picking,
that's pretty safe.
if I was picking my own team, I would 100% have like a defensive mid in there, like a James Rowbottom or a who else plays defensive mid? We were talking about him before.
On this All-Australian list.
Not
no,
many of these
not. Well,
blokes,
we're not
yeah.
worried about their list.
Oh,
We're worried about my list.
Liberatore.
Liberatore, for example, someone who's going to shut down the other
The
team.
only thing is
Mm.
they're not playing
but
against
also
another team.
play
I
off.
disagree though, because like the All Australian is the best players. Like
True.
you're not taking
It's the
Libba.
best team.
Nah, like, it's not. I think it's the best
best
performing
players.
players of the year.
I'd love to get Hayden Young in there,
like,
but
we're
like,
not
I don't
look-
know where
we're
he
not
is.
looking-
This is the clubby sports one.
I know, but like it doesn't
It's the
matter.
best players,
it's the
yeah.
All Australian celebrating the
No,
teams. Yeah.
I get that, but I'm saying like let's choose on
A
our
team,
own thing.
yeah.
If that's what you think it should be, then do it. But
I
Yeah,
think
we
we
want
want
to
I think
how
that's
other
what it
people
is, the
select.
best
we
players.
want to pick this team, take them over to Ireland, and win a game of Gaelic football.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So there's no really arguments with that. Nick Dacos, Cripper, and Cherry ruck.
Yeah.
Next is our interchange.
I've still got my trump. Who else?
I've used mine
I think
Obviously.
Sheasel's locked in for one of
I
them.
think Sheasel's got to be there.
Mid
on the bench. Yeah.
forward.
I'd
back.
love to have Butters there. Has he had the year that he needs to go in there?
Yeah.
Well, with those three final positions, do you want to do two mids and like a key, or
Best
'cause-
players.
I think the best four. Yeah.
Best players.
But they're all playing different positions.
I don't think. I don't think.
No,
I
I think
think
It
we
definitely
just pick
matters.
That's
I,
what
don't,
you
I
are
disagree.
This guy loves the Brownlow apparently.
Not
The
even.
best players.
I'm just picking who deserve to be there. Who's had
Yeah,
the
the
best
bench,
years.
How are you going to compare?
So you
like,
mean
this
you
is
want like
not
a
a real
midfielder, a
team,
forward,
though,
and a
like-
back, like two mids and a forward and a back on the bench? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, do we want to do it that way? Because sometimes they select like a key player on the bench.
What we'll do is let's have two mids, a mid that can play forward, and then a backman.
Well, that's Sheasel can do all three. So
Okay, that's true.
Are we going to have a backup ruckman or no?
No, absolutely not.
they usually pick one now.
I don't.
I'm
care.
using my trump card then.
Yeah, no,
No, I want a ruckman on there.
no, you fucking no chance.
yeah,
He
well,
wants
I
his
think-
trump card.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's allowed to use his trump
how are
card.
you
Why would you want
how are
another ruckman on there?
Because Ron Marshall's had a bloody good year.
But how are you comparing his year to like Lockie Neal or someone?
Yeah.
It's
True,
so-
well, that's the
it's-
thing.
But you
How
just
do we-
made that point a second ago.
Oh, but guys, we're saying
Robin
the
Marshall's
clubby
been
sports team, if we're going to pick him, you need a backup ruckman. You can't just have one bloke getting flogged the whole game.
Tristan Cherry loves that.
I think
He thrives on being a singular ruck.
Yeah, and then they put Aiden Core in for a few minutes and then it just all falls apart. Or they put Brent Teakle in there.
like
hey?
the perfect scenario is if like Tom DeConey had a good enough year because he can actually play a bunch of different positions.
Right, I'm throwing some hypotheticals at you here. Harry Sheasel's obviously on the bench. We've got 3 more spots to fill this team. Through looking at this, the players that jump out to me,
Trelaw.
Josh Dacos, Treloar, We haven't got Sam Flanders on yet.
Oh yeah, Flanders.
True.
Actually, that's my trump. I'm putting
Sam
on there.
Flanders is very versatile.
Yeah,
Okay, he
he's got
goes
to be
in.
on that.
We've got Zach Butters.
See, I
We've
don't
got-
think
do we
Butters makes the cut.
Do we put Treloar in?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably been good enough. Yeah.
So
Has
I'm
he
just
had a better
looking
year
at it.
than Neil?
We've got one more
Has he
spot.
have they had a better years than
Or
Jake Waterman?
Sarong.
I think this isn't always the case, but I do like picking teams that are going to go well in finals purely because like their year, as good as it's been, it's also equated in their team making finals. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like for me, even if Flanders has had the year he's had, he's on the bench, but Treloar he's going further into the year. It's actually, I know there's other players around it, but it's equated them to play good footy in a good team that's actually going to go into September.
Yeah. But
Makes sense.
you could say like they're playing well because they're in a good system.
No, I agree. Like you could say that about Gary Ablett when he was playing at Gold Coast, so getting beat by 300 points.
Yeah.
He was the best player in the comp. But just
'Cause
if
then-
there is an argument.
I feel like when there's like really good teams, like guys sneak into All Australian because they're in a really good system.
That's true.
And if they were in a bad team, they would not be anywhere near
That's
it.
true. Last one on the
Who's our third one?
So I just had here Sheasel, Flanders, and Treloar.
I'm happy with that. Who's missing out at the
There's
moment?
one more spot. Josh Dacos.
I don't think he's had that good a year, to be honest.
I think he finished okay, but he was pretty average at the
Yeah.
start. Like, there's a reason they didn't make it. It's
It's
people like him who didn't have a great year.
You got Butters, you got Marshall, you got Chad Warner,
Wangani Mulera, Ed Richards, and Jake Waterman.
Jake Waterman.
What about Chad Warner?
Yeah, Chad Warner.
That's 4 mids just on the bench.
Well,
What's-
Chad
But he
Warner
does play
can,
forward as
Chad
well.
Warner can play forward.
Oh, what about Cameron? He's had kicked 58 goals.
He's not even on the list.
I know. Yeah, you can't take those lists too seriously.
Jess has had a pretty good year.
And he's a good he can go on the wing.
Ooh, I don't mind that. I
No, I
don't
mean-
mind that at all.
I mean, if you
Or
bring
do
him
we-
onto the field, he can play.
No, I know what
in
you're saying.
Or do we go back and get rid of Stengel or Daniels and put Jezza as a forward pocket?
Oh, that's going to be a bit of a stitch up.
What about this? So I was talking before about Tom Stewart, obviously being a very good player, but the refreshingly BWS stat for a couple of All-Australian stats here we've got is Tom Stewart became the first player in the AFL era to get selected in 5 All-Australian teams in his first 7 seasons in 2023.
Yeah, I do remember that.
5 out of 7.
Well, he's not
crazy.
making this one. So,
You don't reckon he's in this one?
No.
So that's 5 out of 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
stiff. But thanks, BWS.
What about this one? This refreshingly BWS stat is the 2023 All-Australian team featured players from 15 clubs, the most in the AFL era. The next most was just 12.
Wow.
So that was like a really broad out
Oh,
team.
yeah.
That's wild.
And one more. In the AFL era, Geelong have had 83 All-Australian selections, 16 more than any other team.
See, that's an example of like teams that have gone really well.
Yeah, but
And they're
it's like it's a chicken before the a chicken or the egg, right?
I know,
Like,
yeah.
It's hard to. It's a good
But
point.
it goes both ways.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
sometimes-
There's probably 1 or 2 that hang on and get better because they're playing in those teams.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
around really good players.
Yeah. All right. Let's try and figure this out. Who are we going with our last pick?
This is tough.
Well, if Jezza Cameron's not in yet, he has to be in.
He's not even on the list here, but
I think that list is
Chad
kind
Warner?
of.
let's put him on the
that's
bench.
Probably an intern.
So
made
put
that.
Jez on the bench.
Yeah, I reckon he's on the bench. He has to be.
I
He
think
has to be in the team. He's kicked almost 60 goals.
Or Chad. I don't think Jez's year this year has been that consistent.
no.
It's like Toby's. Even if he kicks 60, it's still like an average year.
He did die off a little bit in
the
the middle,
middle.
but then he really ramped
He
it up
flicked it again.
and kicked a 9 on the weekend.
Last spot. Voted now. Give it in 3, 2, 1. Who do you want in it?
Chad.
3, 2,
Yeah, I think we're Chad.
1.
Chad.
Chad. Who did you say?
Jezza.
Yeah, I want
Chad.
Chad. Yeah.
Let's go,
Okay.
Chad.
Go for it.
There we go. Here is the Clubby Sports All-Australian team. From fullback, Luke Ryan, Harris Andrews, Nick Blakey. Halfback, Lockie Whitfield, Jerry McGovern, Dane Zorko. Centre is on the wing, Massimo D'Ambrosio, Bont in the middle, and Goulden on the wing. Half forward is Dylan Moore, Charlie Curnow, Isaac Heaney. Full forward line, Tyson Stengel, Jesse Hogan, Brent Daniels. Followers, Dacos, Cripps, Tristan Cherry. fuck me. If you had paid me to say that Tristan Cherry was going to be with Cripper, Dacos, and Bond, I would have eaten my hat. Good on him.
Such a good year.
How good's that? And then on the interchange, we have Harry Sheasel, who's our mid-forward and half-back. Mm-hmm. Sam Flanders, who's
the same pretty much.
Yeah. Treloar, who's more of a genuine mid, and then Chad Warner, who goes forward and mid.
Some star power.
My only issue is no backup big man on the bench.
You should have brought that card out, brother.
I don't think we need him. Tristan Cherry thrives on 100%, and they're not even playing a game. There's no game.
I still think if we're picking a team based off a team, we've got to have Rowan Marshall.
We actually don't have anyone that's like a ruck forward either. Like none of those players go into the ruck. Stengel can pinch it.
Cripps goes in the ruck.
He goes in. He loves a ruck. He goes in the ruck.
It's good for his shoulders.
Well, let us know what you think, guys. That's our Clubby Sports All-Australian team. Giving credit to the selectors, that it is a pretty hard job.
It's a tough job.
It is tough.
You look at all the players that miss out. We don't have Neil. We don't have...
I know. I've got Neil for the Brownlow. I don't even have him in this team.
We don't have
That is
Jezza.
bizarre.
We don't... Yeah. Guns miss out, but...
Couldn't even put Hayden Young in.
You know what I like with the All-Australian team sometimes is when you got two players in the same team next to each other.
Jesse and Brent.
Yeah, they'd have good chemistry when the ball comes down.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Jesse takes the mark and Stengel or Daniels is running past the handball,
He's going to pass.
he's going to Binger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The only two here I'm a little bit nervous about that we might get hate for is Brent Daniels and Dane Zorko.
Yeah.
Or we could just get hate for the whole thing.
Stengel's had heaps of media about how good he's been this year, though.
You reckon?
Great story, Stengel.
Yeah.
Oh, his year hasn't been as good as the year when they won the granny, but still been very good. Anyway, that's it. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Will. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to get your drinks for game day sorted and enjoy the footy with BWS. Let us know what you think. Email us at mailbag@dylfriends.com. We'll review it next week of some of the feedback that we get from that. I'm a bit nervous. Might not open them. But we appreciate it. We love you. And best of luck, you Sex.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to another Clubby Sports podcast. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Dyl Friends, on TikTok at Dyl Friends, and if you want to send something in for the show or chat to us on the minis, any bit of feedback, please email me at mailbag@dylfriends.com, and we'll chat to you soon, LXX. Thank you so much.